Now it's time to turn our attention to this week's honorees. 1 month ago this Sunday, a deadly explosion rocked the East Village. Our New Yorkers of the Week are still in the neighborhood, helping residents and business owners get back on their feet. Take a look.
This is New Yorker of the Week.
When Lila Mejia learned about a building explosion in her neighborhood, she knew exactly what to do.
When a neighbor needs help, we're there for you to help you out.
A month later, that message still resonates throughout the East Village. You can see it in several organizations. Lower East Side Ready works to secure housing for those left homeless. Residents like Mildred Guy, who's now living in this studio blocks from her old apartment, which was destroyed.
It is awesome how the community and the people have gotten together to help, not only me, but a lot of people that have been affected.
Mildred's parish, the Church of the Nativity, uses its space to gather donations for those who lost everything.
I'm so grateful, and this really kind of reassures and is a great example of, how the East Village is a very unique community, deep community roots, and people really do look out for each other here.
That could have happened to anyone, and if something happened to one of us, it really does happen to every single person there. It affects us all as a whole. So the only thing to do is to find a way to help.
The Middle Church has opened its doors for those in need for years. This past month, it's hosted first responders after the explosion and business owners striving to recover.
Our motto is that we're welcoming, artistic, inclusive, and bold. Our values are just like the values of our neighborhood.
Those values reveal themselves every week at benefit concerts and fundraisers. Strength and hope remain.
We've been through 9/11 together, all of us, and we've also been through the blackout and Sandy. We're used to coming together. It's one of the things that we do, why it's so special.
That's why all those still lending a hand in the East Village are our New Yorkers of the Week. Joining us now in studio, two of our New Yorkers of the Week, Mercedes Sanchez and Lila Mejia. Thank you both so much for coming in, really representing hundreds of people who are in the East Village, on the Lower East Side, helping out. So thank you for doing what you've been doing. What services are still needed? What do people need, and how are they being helped?
So currently, LESReady is providing long-term case management for families. So we're providing immediate assistance, long-term assistance, and that varies from very different things, from looking for apartments, clothing, toiletries, basic needs of their ID. So it's different, varies.
And at the Church of the Nativity, what need are you seeing?
So, well, our parishioner, Mildred Guy, thankfully she was able to find temporary home, and we're so grateful for that. And we're going to be distributing items again to those displaced this coming Friday.
At the church?
At the church.
Okay. Do most of the affected residents want to stay in the neighborhood? Mildred only moved a couple blocks away. Did anybody say, I'm out of here? Or are you finding that most people want to stay in the neighborhood?
I think most people want to stay in the neighborhood. And now a major concern is, can they afford to stay in their neighborhood? Thankfully, Mildred was able to find an apartment also in the neighborhood, and I think it was through people like you and your organization who were able to help her.
That is correct. That's what we've been finding as well. A lot of the families, of course, the Lower East Side is rich in history. We have families who've been there over 30 years who wants to leave the Lower East Side. So we're trying to secure housing for families there, hoping that they can all find apartments, because we all know that the rents are extremely expensive in the Lower East Side.
It's changed dramatically, your neighborhood, in the last decade or so, maybe more. Are they getting help from government agencies? Is the government still doing its part in the Lower East Side? And don't feel like you have to give the politically correct answer, because we saw that a lot of complaints after Sandy, that the government just wasn't helping out the residents, and the grassroots organizations did. What's your assessment of what it's been like for the last couple of weeks?
Well, from our experience, we've had so American Red Cross and Office of Emergency Management provided the immediate assistance for the families, but for the long term, our organization has been involved, and right now, we're currently working with the Mayor's Fund to provide relief for the families. So we have actually had a really great relationship with all agencies, but once again, I have to repeat, LESReady is the long-term group who will be here a year later, or 6 months later, or even maybe 2 years later, depending on the recovery needs for families.
How many people have you helped over the last month? Just a rough estimate. How many people have come through your doors at the church?
So at the church, in the beginning, we had about maybe 50 or so people stop by, but we didn't have many of the displaced residents stop by. And we were thinking perhaps they are still looking for a home. So they couldn't really bring all these items that we were distributing at the Church of the Nativity. So that's why this Friday we're going to be distributing them again. Hopefully, thinking that now, a month later, they're more situated. Maybe they have found homes, so now they can bring those items that we're giving out at the Church of the Nativity to their new homes.
Well, we're looking at some of the video. There's a lot of clothing. I can see that.
Yes,
That's pretty obvious. So how can New Yorkers help those in need? What can I give to your organizations as a New Yorker to help out?
Well, right now at the Church of the Nativity, we are no longer accepting any more clothes. As you can see, we have so many.
Yeah.
And anything that we don't give out, we're going to be giving it to the Catholic Worker, which is also in the East Village. So I would say help us spread the word, so that those who need the items, they know that they can stop by this Friday, May 1st, between 4 and 7 at 44 2nd Avenue.
And at Lower East Side Ready, what are your needs?
We're asking people to go to our website and visit at www.lesready.org, and you can do financial donations. We're accepting volunteers, and we've been really blessed that we've had a lot of members of the community fundraise, do GoFundMe pages. The response of our neighbors have been amazing. So we really want to thank everyone who stopped at our doorsteps, called, saying, hey, we have anything, we have everything. So it's been amazing. Please go to lesready.org.
Your presence in the community is not new. Your church has been there for many years. Your organization was not created because of this explosion. Just give us a quick sentence or two or three on the history of your respective organizations.
So currently LESReady was born out of Hurricane Sandy. Many of the community-based organizations provided relief for the families. So it was more just to gain a coordinated response. And so we have over 40 member organizations of the Lower East Side. So when the explosion happened, we activated. That's what we are ready. We are LES ready. So it was just immediate response for us to be able to deploy to the scene.
And give us a sense of the history of the Church of the Nativity.
Sure. So Nativity was built in the 1800s, right there between 2nd and 3rd Streets on 2nd Avenue. And we are a very active community. We have Mass on Sundays. We also have a 7:30 p.m. Mass, which not so many churches have, to cater to the new neighbors. And also right now we are in danger of being closed. So we have put up a big fight at facebook.com, Keep Nativity Open. And we're hoping to keep the church open. As you can see, we are still needed in the neighborhood. Many people came from the Lower East Side and also the outer boroughs to bring those items in there. So it's a place to worship, but it's also a place to help. So we are needed still up there at 44 2nd Avenue, and I hope that people can spread that word and help us keep it open.
Did you learn anything about your neighborhood in the last couple of weeks and your neighbors?
I don't think I'm surprised at how we came together. It's just full of love, and everyone is so different from different economic backgrounds and cultures, and then we just all come together. It's just an amazing place.
Lila, what about you? Did you learn anything about your neighborhood?
I think Hurricane Sandy pretty much taught us a lot. So when this happened, it was just an immediate response. And like I said, it was overwhelming, the love that we got from everyone to, just random people. So, that's the Lower East Side. It's an amazing community.
You're strangers on the subway, elbowing each other out of the way. Then there's something that needs to be done, and everybody runs to do it.
Exactly.
It's New York City.
Yes.
And also, I should point out, and we should promote that the Lower East Side is also open for business. The stores are open, and if you haven't been down there in a while, patronize the local businesses down
Please do. Please do. The business is needed. They need the help. The streets are open. All places are functioning, up and running.
Well, it's great to have the two of you here. We're, again, representing several organizations and the dozens of people who work for these several organizations. You're here representing everyone tonight. Great job. Mercedes Sanchez, Church of the Nativity, Lila Mejia, Lower East Side Ready. Thank you both so much for coming in and sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having us.
She mentioned the Mayor's Fund, so we're going to have that address, and I want to get LESReady.org on as well again. So to donate to those affected in the East Village, you can visit the Mayor's Fund to Advance New York City at nyc.gov/EV Relief, or as Lila pointed out, you could also go to LESReady.org, and the Church of the Nativity could use some help. Go to that Facebook page as well. Of course, if you know someone who would make a good New York of the Week, you can write to us at New York of the Week. We're at 75 9th Avenue, 6th floor, New York, 10011, or you can email us at nyer@ny1.com. That's all the time we have for now. I'm John Schumo, and I'll talk with you Monday.